Good morning, students. I am Riya Sinha, your assistant teacher. Today, we are going to continue our sixth chapter of geography, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. In the previous class, we have discussed this chapter in which we come to know about natural vegetation. First of all, we have discussed about a case study which is given here. Let's brush it up again so that it would be easy for you all to continue the chapter. We surmise that there is a close relationship between height of land and the character of vegetations, because when they move at higher place, then the type of vegetation also changes with the height. So there is a kind of relationship between the height of land and the character of vegetation. So with the change in height, the climate changes, and that changes natural vegetation also. The growth of vegetation depends on temperature and moisture. It also depends on factors like slope and thickness of soil. So basically, till now we have learned that there is a close relationship between the height of land and the character of vegetation. And what is that relationship? With the change in height, the climate changes, and because of that change, natural vegetation also changes. The growth of vegetation depends on mainly temperature and moisture. These are two most prominent factors by which the whole vegetation cover mostly change. First is temperature and the second one is moisture. It also depends on factors like slope and thickness of soil. The other two are also factors on which the vegetation cover depends. So temperature, moisture, slope and thickness of soil are the prominent factors on which the natural vegetation depends. So basically, these are the factors through which we can see any kind of change in our natural vegetation, or we can find different types of natural vegetation in our environment. Temperature, moisture, slope and thickness of soil. Okay, now let's continue. The type and thickness of natural vegetation varies from place to place because of the variation in these factors. Obviously, because of the type and thickness of natural vegetation, it varies from place to place, because these factors are vary from one place to another. Temperature is not same for everywhere. Every place is not having the same kind of temperature. So here, if we are feeling a little bit cold in these days, so in Delhi or in somewhere else, people are not feeling like that. So the type and thickness of natural vegetation varies from place to place because of the variation in these factors. So natural vegetation is generally classified into three broad categories. Now see what are the categories. This is the most important thing which we all have to learn in this chapter. First one is forest. Now what do you mean by the term forest? Vegetation cover which grow where temperature and rainfall are plentiful to support a tree cover. So forest mainly grow at that place where temperature and rainfall are plentiful to support the tree cover, because no one is going there to sow a seed or properly irrigate that particular seed so that sapling will appear or anything like that. So all the things used to grow there automatically without the interference of human being. So depending upon these factors, dense and open forests are grown. Second is grasslands. Grasslands grow in the region of moderate rain, where the amount of rainfall occurs in a moderate way, not too high or not too low. Third category is shrubs. Thorny shrubs and scrubs grow in the dry region mainly. Obviously, a place where we find used to find scanty rainfall, then we also used to find their thorny scrubs or shrubs like cactus. So shrubs mainly used to grow in dry region. Salima was sharing her experience of Himalayan trip with her father. Her father visited various places in the world. He told Salima about his observations of the variety of vegetation in different parts of different continents. He mentioned about coniferous forest in the subpolar region, thorny bushes in the deserts, thick tropical hardwood forest in the humid regions, and many more. Then Salima realized that Himalayas have almost all variety of vegetations which one can see while moving from the equator to the polar regions. The changes in the type of natural vegetation occur mainly because of the changes of climatic condition. Okay, so basically now let us go to know the different types of natural vegetation of the world with their characteristic features and wildlife inhabiting there. Now we will discuss about different types of natural vegetation and their main characteristic features. So first of all, we will discuss forests. In this topic, we will discuss about tropical evergreen forest. See, these forests are also called tropical rainforest. As we have seen, it is known as evergreen forest. So it always appears green. So these forests are also called tropical rainforest because obviously it uh, it receives a heavy rainfall throughout the year. That's why it is also known as tropical rainforest. Tropical evergreen forests have thick forests occur in the region near the equator and close to the tropics. That's why it is known as tropical because it is located in tropical areas. So these regions are hot and receive heavy rainfall throughout the year because of its tropical climatic condition obviously. So as there is no particular dry season, the trees do not shade their leaves altogether. And that's why this is the reason they are called tropical evergreen. Tropical because of its location, evergreen because these kind of forests do not shade their leaves altogether, and they used to appear green throughout the year. So this is the reason they are called evergreen. The thick canopies of the closely spaced trees do not allow the sunlight to penetrate inside the forest even in the daytime because it was really fuzzy or kind of thing. That's why its canopies were thickly closely related to each other. It was so associated that even at the daytime, the trees, the canopies of the trees do not allow the sunlight to penetrate inside the forest. So it was totally dark. Even it remained dark throughout because of a lot of number of trees used to be there. That's why. So hardwood trees like rosewood, ebony, mahogany are common here. So you all have to learn the names of the trees which you used to commonly find here: rosewood, ebony, mahogany, etc. The tropical evergreen forest in Brazil is so enormous that it is like the lungs of the earth. Yeah, we are talking about the Brazilian forest. Anaconda, one of the world's largest snakes, is found in the tropical rainforest, obviously, because there are a lot of trees. There are suitable climatic conditions for them. So it can kill and eat a large animal such as a crocodile. No one is going to stop them. There is no any human interference. So all the animal inhabitants used to live there within the number of trees, within the lap of the nature in a very peaceful way. Okay, so let's try to understand this topic in a better way through animated video. Tropical evergreen forest. These forests are also called tropical rainforest, and these thick forests occur in the region near the equator and close to the tropics. These regions are hot and receive heavy rainfall throughout the year. As there is no particular dry season, the trees do not shed their leaves altogether. This is the reason why they are called evergreen. These forests are found in the Amazon basin, Zaire basin, Malaysia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Indonesia, and New Guinea. Tropical evergreen forest has some characteristics. First is the hot and humid climate of this region helps in the thick growth of vegetation. Second, these are evergreen forests with broad leaves, and these forests consist of very tall trees. Third, these forests consist of hardwood trees. There are creepers which cling around the tree. The main species of trees are mahogany, ebony, bamboo, sandalwood, rosewood, rubber trees, etc. These forests are infested with terrible wildlife. Monkeys, lizards, apes, and bats spend most of their life on the trees. In swampy parts, turtles, alligators, crocodiles, and hippopotamus are found. The jaguars, leopards, pythons, elephants, and other native animals of these forest lands. Hope you all understood the covered topics well. So, in the next class, we will continue this chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.